So as police continue to search the River Wensum in Norwich for a 55-year-old mother of three who's been missing since Friday, we'll get the very latest very soon.
Gaynor Lord disappeared on her way home from work, but some of her possessions have since been found nearby. Well, joining us from Norwich is TalkTV correspondent Nick Ellaby. Nick, what's the latest?
Morning, Nicola. Morning, Jeremy. The latest is I've just spoken to Chief Constable Paul Sanford at Norfolk Police, who tells me any minute now the very peaceful scene you see behind me on the River Wensum, which is currently the only beings on the river are swans, geese, a few ducks, is about to be punctured by some specialist police dive teams. Norfolk Police tell me they're very much focusing their search on the river now. We understand that Gaynor Lord was an eyewitness, saw her in Wensum Park just over this fence here at 4 p.m. on Friday after she left work early, and her clothes were found in different parts of the park. A white work shirt, a yellow tank top, and then a green olive coat was found on the water here, the River Wensum in the city of Norfolk, which led the police to say over the weekend that they believe the most likely scenario is that she entered the water, but they're not ruling anything out. They also say her disappearance is very out of character, but as I say, any minute now we are expecting specialist police dive teams to come into here. They say over the weekend that the river's been quite swollen, which has made things quite difficult. Locals tell me that there's quite a lot of rubbish here, it's quite dirty, so it's making searching the river quite tricky. But any minute now, as I say, we're expecting those police dive teams to come down through the park and start searching the river for Gaynor Lord, the missing mother of three. And yeah, it's been quite a mystery so far.
Well, thank you so much, Nick Ellaby there, our correspondent. Let's speak now to former Met Chief Superintendent Simon Harding. Good morning, Simon. It is the 5th day of the search. Is that a long time to wait before searching the river? Good morning.
Not necessarily. I think they're doing their correct procedures at the moment. I mean, we are unfortunately comparing this to a previous case this year, as we know, but everything seems to be being done correctly. They have got a huge cordon in place. They're not allowing that intrusion into the scene. They're doing land searches as much as they are now about to start the searches in the water. So the messaging is correct. They're following the facts. They're following the evidence that they can see at the moment. It obviously is completely out of character, a very sad case, but you know, it's not uncommon that they would start around this sort of time either.
Si, you were with us earlier in the year, of course, the Nicola bully case, and in fact, the last time we spoke to you was after the sort of report into maybe shortcomings, and you just touched upon something that still blows my mind, that during the Nicola bully case there was no cordon, that people were able to go, social influencers and people making videos were sat on that bench. This seems to be sharper. This seems to have been orchestrated from day one, and one has to believe that the police are doing it in the right way. What sort of support would the officers be giving to family members at this time, pal?
Yeah, it's correct what you say. It seems to be doing, and can I say it seems to be doing normal, what the police would normally do in these circumstances. So, you know, the report into Lancashire showed that there was some misgivings there around how they dealt with the scene originally. But going towards the family, yes, of course, that, you know, the UK are world leaders in family liaison. You know, we lead in this area, and we're very good at it. And the family liaison officers will be supporting the family, explaining the processes that the police are going through, explaining what will happen next, and obviously giving as much support and sort of signposting further support that the family might need at this time.
I just imagine that must be one of the worst jobs in the world.
Being a family liaison officer.
Just so brave to be able to be there and try and stay and do the right thing, do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Well, you know, similarly, the dive team who've been called in today, as our correspondent Nick Ellaby said just now, that they will be entering the river later on today. Very, very difficult time, I should imagine, for the family when it reaches the point where the police are actually focusing on the river, because it might not look like they're going to get the news that we're obviously hoping for.
Yeah, of course. The police will be keeping that open mind, as they have said, you know, that, hoping that, you know, maybe she wandered in a different direction. But certainly, you know, in this particular occasion, the facts are in front of them, which suggest that, you know, perhaps that is the most likely event that's taken place. And of course, that waiting for that news, you know, you can't imagine, unless you're in that situation, what that feeling must be like. But they'll be supported, and they'll have other friends and family around them, I'm sure. And you know, we all hope, as the police do, that that Gaynor will be found safe and well in the future.
Here, here, Si, thank you so
Absolutely.
much. And actually, Nicola will be there all day for talk. We will follow this story as we did with Nicola Bulley. It's a tragic story. You made a really salient point, though, earlier on. Every time we highlight one of these, there are thousands of people that go missing every day in this country. And I think it's good to focus and try and get people's minds focused on anything they can do to help. But thank you very much indeed.